Well, here we are. We're in the middle of this project on this boat restoration. It has been a couple weeks. We've been battling the rain and everything else trying to get this thing done. We got the paint on. Uh, there's been questions on what I'm doing for rod storage in this thing. And that's one thing I'm going to show you quick. It's a simple way to do this. You can do it for under $200. And it's a little different. I've kind of researched this stuff, kind of how I want to do it. I've kind of went back to what I've seen in other boats. So I'm going to get up in here and we're going to show you this. So what I did is I bought eighth inch thick aluminum angle iron, and I made the frame out of that. I made this is like 8'6" up to here, and I was gonna go all the way front, but I figured no, I kind of want that because I'm gonna build a storage box up in here too. But the way I got the back on this thing, the handles can go back in there. But what I did is I drilled holes in this stuff. I riveted this thing together, but everything that holds down to the boat is not riveted. I actually used stainless steel tap screws. That way it just holds in there. If they're not going to bust off like a rivet. Rivets do have a flex where they can actually bust. And if anything happens to one of those, they come loose, I can replace it pretty easily by taking the cover off this or off the side. What I did though is I put them in to here, screwed them in. One thing I wanted in this boat is I wanted the tubes in there to protect the rods. I mean, we got some pretty expensive rods that go in these boats, and they go on some pretty bad. I mean, some of these rivers are pretty hard flowing. You're going to be hitting stuff. So you want to protect your investments. So what I did is I cut these tubes down. I left the ends open. That way, in northern Minnesota and Alaska, we're going down some pretty nasty, dusty roads and stuff. So they will build up dust after a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and I'm going to flush it out with a garden hose. That'll clean them out. For what I did to hold these rod tubes is I just took some plywood and I sealed the plywood with some good paint on them. The outdoor paint. It's like a paint stain mix is what it was. So I used that. I cut the holes in it to put my tubes through. I mean, they're in there pretty solid. I mean, there's a little bit of flex, but it ain't gonna do anything to your rods. On the ends of them, I put grommets on so I could slide it through, screw them down tight. I actually even went and put a PVC cement on there to lock it in tight. On here, I got the door part. I framed it in so I can just put my hinge on here, and then it connects to your door, obviously. Back here, I used grommets. I just drilled through the aluminum back here. Another thing is if you got foam in these boats, closed cell foam, the spray stuff, once you cut into that, it's like a sponge. So you don't want to do that. If you can, on your boat restoration, rip all that stuff out. Go with just foam board. I filled up this boat. The floor, everything is filled up with regular foam board. That's not going to soak up the moisture. It ain't going to be a sponge. It's not going to cause aluminum corrosion underneath. And all the research I did, they say that's a very good way to do it. So that's what I did. So that's going to be the rod deal. I am actually going to be putting plywood on this side, and I'm covering it with the same diamond plate over top. I'm getting the diamond trim tomorrow. The top, it's going to be the same as the casting deck. I think it was 5/8 thick plywood. Putting heavy gloss down it because we're going to put EVA foam on top. Other than that, I'm going to run you through this boat when we're fully done with it. And I'll show you exactly from where we started to into where we're going to be finished at. It's pretty remarkable from what this boat was to where it's going to be. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed.